My husband just told me that he would divorce me if his late wife came back during an argument. My husband and I have been together for 10 years, and we have been married for 6. He and his late wife were together for 3 years and married for 1. They have a son who is now 13. I know I don't come first in his eyes, and as a person who doesn't like a whole lot of attention, it worked out pretty well. He goes to her grave every day after work and takes their son to her grave on the weekend for an hour to spend time with his mom. I work from home as an online tutor working with kids on English and history, so through COVID, my stepson was home with me doing school remotely. I've known him since he was 3 and we have a decent relationship. We bonded over shared hobbies like building Gundam models and the Percy Jackson books. Yesterday was his birthday and I gifted him a special edition box set of the second series in the Riordanverse, The Heroes of Olympus. When he opened my gift he all but screamed and hugged me, and as he was thanking me he called me Mom. I didn't say anything but I did smile. I've raised him for almost 7 years, so sometimes I feel like his mother, even though I know our bond isn't biological. My husband became furious, and once my stepson went up to his room to read his new books, he began to yell at me. Quotes including, "You're not his mom, how could you ever be his mom? How dare you let him call you mom, and you don't have any children, he's mine not your son." To defend myself I only replied that I was glad my stepson saw me as a maternal figure. My husband blew up and told me if my wife came back from the dead I would divorce you in an instant for her. Don't act so high and mighty because you help my son with homework sometimes or build stupid plastic figurines. No matter how many bedtime stories you read him, you are not and will never be his mother. It hurt my feelings. My husband and I are sleeping in separate rooms and I feel awful. I just don't know how to respond. I love my stepson, I love my husband, but right now I feel utterly devalued and replaceable. I just needed to get my feelings somewhere I know he won't find it. I'm concerned that he doesn't think his son deserves a mother figure. Why would he want to rob him of that? He knows his real mom is dead. He's old enough to know who you are in his life. If his son is happy and calling you mom gives him a semblance of normality, why not let him? Does him calling you that out of the blue warrant a discussion? Absolutely. But lashing out, the things he said are not remotely okay, and I'd never be able to forget them. Your husband and son need therapy and to not be at a gravesite for hours every week. Story 2. My sister slept with my boyfriend and I sent her a really cruel message that I don't regret at all. So a few days ago I, F25, found out that my sister, 24F, has been sleeping with my boyfriend, now ex, 25M. We dated for 3 years, for 1 year or probably more. They always had a close relationship, but I obviously took it as something innocent. I don't like video games, but my sister does, so they talked a lot by text and I thought it was about games they like until I found out that no, they talked a lot about their secret dates while I was working and in college. I found pictures, videos, and a lot of other disgusting things in the chats between my ex and my sister. My pathetic sister found pleasure in asking my pathetic ex all the time if she's smarter or prettier than me. She even compared our private parts with, "We're both pretty, she's actually thinner and prettier than me," and even if she's an introvert she has her group of friends, so I really don't understand where she got so much venom towards me. Our parents never compared us or anything like that, and she was always the one asking my ex to compare both of us in the chats. The first thing I did was throw all my ex-boyfriend's things out of the apartment. I insulted him in 1,000 ways and I kept the PC that I gave him for Christmas. I didn't speak a single word to my sister for over a week and she didn't contacted me like the coward she is until yesterday when she sent me a message trying to justify herself by saying that it was a mistake, yes, a mistake that lasted more than a year, and that I should forgive her because we're sisters and blah blah blah. At one point I thought, should I be the mature person in the situation who doesn't let resentment speak for her? But then I realized that I've never been that kind of person. I took my phone and wrote a long message to my sister that I would love to write here, but I am sure that I would break the rules since I called her out in every possible way, and I wrote a lot of personal things too. I told her how much of a failure she is and how she has always envied me, and that's why she needed to feel what it's like to be me for a second of her sad life. She sended me a voice message crying and saying that she's in a very weak moment mentally, but she's still with him, LMAO, and I shouldn't make her feel worse and that she regrets it. I just reacted to her message with emoji and didn't even heard the long voice message until the end. Was it a low thing to attack her with all her flaws? Yes, but it's lower to betray your sister and believe that she's going to forgive you just because you share blood with her. Honestly, I feel really good after sending her that message and feel that it was therapeutic to take out everything I feel to give closure to that. By the way, I've never used a PC for gaming, but I'm looking for tutorials on YouTube about how to download The Sims. I helped my sister in every moment of her life. I literally fought for her when she was being bullied during high school. I helped her thousands of times to make friends. I even accompanied her everywhere she wanted. It is a betrayal that really hurts and I will never forgive, never. It hurts me that she slept with someone I loved, but it hurts me a lot all the things I read in those chats, how she enjoyed watching him compare me to her or how she asked him about personal things about our relationship just to laugh at it. She's dead to me and my parents knows it. I don't even care if I'm a bad person like them. This is something I can't forgive and I don't even feel bad for my reaction. Sleeping with your boyfriend for 1 year is a betrayal with a purpose. Now that you've sent her a message, do yourself a favor and don't talk to her again. Indifference and moving on is a great revenge. Story 3. My wife cheated on me. While we were still married, she gets pregnant with the guy she was cheating on me with, who is also married to someone else. She has this idea that he's going to leave his wife and they're going to get married. She got a lawyer and filed for divorce. I get a lawyer too. Only thing is that he works for his wife's father, who is setting him up to take over when daddy retires. He realized that getting a divorce means his cushy career is over, confesses everything to his wife and begs for her forgiveness. His wife takes him back and he cuts off my wife. Seeing that her dreams of living with her BF are over, she claims that I'm the father, which is impossible because by that time, we hadn't had sex for more than a year before conception. This does not stop her from telling everyone who will listen that it's my kid. She has her lawyer drop the divorce proceedings. I tell my lawyer to start them with me as the plaintiff and that I want to dispute paternity. I move out. She starts stalking me. Shows up at my job and tries to get in. I work as a civilian in R&D at a military base. The MPs do not take any of her shit and wind up detaining her when she tries to run past the gate. She calls me at work to bail her out or something. I tell her that whatever she's done, it's not my problem, and hang up. I also was able to get a restraining order, which she violated repeatedly. She asked for everything, both cars, the entire house and contents, savings, my retirement account, etc. Plus 7 years of spousal support. I offered no support and half of the assets. If she wanted to house, she'd have to buy me out and refinance in her name only. When the kid was born, she tried to put my name on the birth certificate anyway, but I'd already successfully disputed paternity, so that didn't go over well. She had to go after lover boy, who was definitely less than happy to see her. In the end, we split the assets 50-50ths. Sold the house and she got no spousal support. I don't know if she was able to get money for the kid from lover boy or not. She called me a few times after the divorce, wanting to get together and talk. The calls were in violation of the restraining order, but I never reported it. About 6 months after the divorce was final, I was offered a new job on the other side of the country. I took it and never told anyone outside of my family where I was going. Almost all of our friends believed her when she claimed the baby was mine and made me out to be the asshole, so I didn't really feel the need to tell them anything. Life is better now. Yikes. She sounds like a piece of work. My ex, who initiated divorce with me, told anyone that would listen that she left me because she found out that I had another family in an adjacent state and that all the years I was traveling for work was actually to go be with my other family. At first everyone believed her because, why would she lie, but after a few months anyone that mattered knew it was bullshit. Some people will do anything to cover up their bad deeds.